Chapter 12. Ty and Cammy shrieked with laughter as Father made a boiled egg disappear, only to reappear moments later. Ty flipped his hands over after each disappearance to confirm that the egg wasn't there. We never had eggs, and Father was treating this one like a toy. No school for you this morning. Mother set a plate of toast in front of me. She set down a second plate of soft cheese. I hadn't seen cheese like that since before the war. She squeezed my shoulder. Eat. Why no school? You can go this afternoon to say goodbye to everyone. I coated my bread with cheese. It was both tart and sweet, the way I remembered it. I pushed the cheese plate to the center of the table to share it. Cammy headed to school with Eliza Heller, the way she would every day without me. Father left a few minutes later in his post office uniform, holding Ty's hand, taking her to kindercare. In Ty's other hand was the boiled egg. She kept looking at it, wondering if it would disappear. If it didn't, it would be her lunch. Did she know how to peel it? Come, Mother said, putting on her coat with a swoosh. Outside, she took my hand like Father had held Ty's. The first store we tried to go to was on a bombed street, so we walked a few more blocks to another shop. My cheeks grew hot with embarrassment as we went inside and were surrounded by girls' underthings. It was just like my mother to worry about underthings at a time like this. Can I help you? The shop lady asked. Yes, I'd like 3 warm slips, 3 warm undershirts, and 3 light ones, and 6 pairs of panties, all in her size. Let me measure you, the shop lady said to me. I let her, and then she looked through stacks of labeled cardboard boxes. Special occasion, she asked. I think what she meant was, it's unusual for a family to spend so much money on underwear right now. Not that I mind. Matilde is going away, Mother explained. Ah, off to a family up north? Other children are being sent. It's safer farther from the border, they say. No, she's passed the army test. The shop lady paused. She has? And you're letting her go? We had hoped they would have a place for her. The lady slid several open boxes toward Mother across the counter. You have your choice. Mother looked them over as the lady went on. I don't know that I'd be able to separate from one of my own. Sent her off into the army to do who knows what. Mother bit her lip. Did she really want to give this woman her money? But there wasn't another shop. Mother made her choices. Then she said, I want another set in the next size. She looked at me, then back at the shop lady. She'll grow. We walked slowly through the streets, each with a box of new clothes in hand. Why did she try to make you feel bad? I asked. Sometimes, Mother searched for the right words. Sometimes, when people don't have an opportunity, they have to convince themselves that they wouldn't have wanted it anyway. But why did she have to say that to you? She's scared. Everyone is. I have to trust that I'm doing the right thing for you, and she has to trust that she's doing the right thing for her children. But still, why did she have to say that? It helps her to say it out loud. But it hurt you. Did she want to hurt you? She was protecting herself. It is easy to protect yourself and your loved ones. It is harder to protect and care about others. I thought about that. But you have a lot of buts, Matilde. Good thing you bought me all those panties. And then we were both laughing, and Mother drew me to her. Mother dropped me off at school with my lunch pail. A large banner stretched across the front of my classroom. We'll miss you, Matilde. I froze in the doorway, but Miss Tamarin smiled, and Megs came to get me, taking my hand and drawing me inside. Miss Tamarin set out a plate of little cakes sweetened with dry fruit. Help yourselves, she said. The class took cakes and formed little clusters to talk, but I stayed apart from everyone. Miss Tamarin waved to me, and I went up to her desk. I wish you all the best, Matilde, she said. I hope the world is good to you, and that you are good to the world. I nodded, though I didn't know what she meant. Visit with the others. Say your goodbyes. I drifted back to Meg's at our desks. A boy named Stev came over to me. Why are we celebrating you? Here's what I think of you. He crushed his cake to crumbs all over my desk. How could he wreck that lovely little cake? How much time and money had it cost Miss Tamarin? Megs jumped at him, toppling the desk between them. Miss Tamarin hurried over and pulled Megs off Stev. Miss Swiller, Miss Joss, take a walk. She was punishing me at my own farewell party. Megs marched to the door. Your coats and hats, girls, your lunch pails. She meant more than a cool-off walk. We collected our things. Miss Tamarin stepped into the hall with us. Stev ruined your little cake, I told her. Oh, Mathilde, I don't care about the cake. She knelt and hugged me. She held me gently, and for a very long time, not like a teacher, but like a mother. We went to the woods. What about your lessons? I asked Megs. Don't be ridiculous. We found a spot we liked. Megs spread her clean handkerchief on the ground, and we unpacked our lunches onto it. A winter picnic. Megs smiled, and from her pocket she pulled 2 of Miss Tamarin's little cakes. Clever, I said. Thanks. I wanted so much to enjoy the cake, but my mouth felt dry. Are you scared? Maybe. Sad? Maybe. What can you tell me? I swallowed, the closest to tears I had been since the examiner called my name. Maybe I shouldn't tell her. I had to practice not telling her things. We'd already started a little. But she was Megs, my Megs, for just one more day. They're taking us away from each other. We can't be friends anymore, not even in letters. Mathilde, we will always be friends, always. Here, call me. She closed her eyes. What? I almost laughed. In your mind. I closed my eyes. Megs? Megs? I peeked an eye open to see she was doing the same. Did you? No. Try from here. She leaned across our picnic and pressed her hand to my breastbone. I nodded, and she pulled her hand away. I closed my eyes. I tried not to use words. I tried not to picture. Hundreds of walks to school, and almost as many back home. Hundreds of summer days, splashing in the stream, snowball fights and forts, braids that had started chin length and had grown past shoulders, shared lunches, snacks, stories, smiles, secrets, whispers, walks, today. Eyes still closed, I found the girl sitting across from me, felt her out. When I opened my eyes at last, hers were still closed, leaking tears. But as if she knew my eyes were open, she nodded.